The Wright brothers were far more than simple bicycle makers, as they're sometimes portrayed. They were intuitive engineering geniuses, and they had to sort of invent their own process of engineering innovation in order to invent the airplane. And it was a very systematic process. They began by looking at what people before them had done, and they picked out what they thought were good ideas and based their own work on that sort of foundation. They had decided that their approach, some people had flown models to move toward the invention of an airplane that would carry a human being. Some had built full-scale machines and tested those. The Wrights were going to follow the pattern of a German pioneer named Otto Lilienthal, whom they much admired. And Lilienthal had been a glider pilot. The problem was Lilienthal and other prominent glider experimenters had been killed in the process in glider crashes. And so the Wrights recognized that their work had to begin with figuring out how to control an airplane in the air. And that's really what their focus was. At the core of their success was their discovery of ways in which to control an airplane every second it's in the air in all three axes of motion: pitch, yaw, and roll. Having done that, they began their period of experimentation. They built 3 gliders, 1900, 1901, 1902, and each glider they took down from their home in Dayton down to Kitty Hawk for a scientific vacation to do their glider testing. And each glider was based on what they had learned with the one before it. So it's that sort of process. It wasn't all perfect, straight line success. There were failures, there were disappointments, but the Wrights learned from everything that happened. Having worked with those 3 gliders, they went on to build their first powered machine, which is the 1903 Wright airplane. They made 4 flights with it on the morning of December 17th, 1903, near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Orville made the first one, then Wilbur, then Orville, then Wilbur. Each flight was longer than the one before it. And by the end of the 4th flight, they were convinced that they had achieved sustained flight. They were getting a feel for the control of the machine, and they knew that they had succeeded.